Normally, you would never keep ants as pets, right? Wrong. Well, maybe for you, but for me? See, that's where we're different. Let me give you some context first. My name is Ender Ants, and I've been keeping ants as pets since 2017. Talk about an era. This hobby is known as ant keeping, but to start ant keeping, you'll need a queen ant. And this is where Stateside Ants gracefully came to my rescue and delivered me. Hold on. Let me stop you right there and backtrack just a little bit to let you know who exactly we're dealing with. Stateside Ants is an ant-keeping shop with a wide variety of queen ants that are available year-round, excluding specific species. Okay, so we got a business card right here. We also got the permit information, a syringe, and of course, the ants in here. But okay, let's go ahead and hope for the best. Oh, I see the colony. Yeah, these are some pretty big bubble wrap. Okay, let's go ahead and open this thing. Gotta take a deep breath. Pretty nerve-wracking. All right, one piece of tape down. I'm literally holding my breath, just trying to unravel this thing. We're here. I'm touching the glass. Oh man. Yo. Wow, now that's cool. Dang. Now that is cool. Big-headed ants. Phaedoli desertorum. Nice. They get their name from their majors, a cast of ants that are characterized by their massive heads. These ants are currently not in stock on the website, but should be back next year in the autumn. Yeah, a whole year from now, but usually in the summers when they should be flying. And one of the ants coming soon to the site are leafcutter ants, so that's something to look forward to. But keep in mind, not every single ant species is available to every state. But thanks to the influence of Ants Canada, Stateside Ants are among the many who were inspired to keep ants as pets. And with no plans to open a physical store, we can anticipate something even better in the future. But for now, we have more important matters on our hands. One thing I learned early on is that these ants are very active. After opening their test tube, they immediately went to swarm the exit, so I knew feeding them would prove to be a major hassle. Alright, so after their trip, I of course have to feed the ants some honey. But okay, some honey. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe like 18 workers in here. Yeah, every time I just move them, they just all start going crazy. Yeah, it looks like I'll have to move them into a tubs and tube setup. Some of the workers escaped. Yo, there's one more. The few that did escape, I gathered back into another test tube, and these workers would be the first to witness new lands. Like their name suggests, they live in desert ecosystems, so I tried replicating that in this container. I have a feeling these ants would love to dig around, and that's not what I want them to do just yet. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm going to make this too deep because I don't want the ants to live in here. So I got some rocks. Hopefully they'll fit in the nest. So I tried making it as thin as possible, except near the center, the rock I placed was way too big and it had to be supported by the sand. And hopefully they'll move into this new test tube that I put in. Editor Ender right here. They're still in their current test tube. Okay, so we added the rocks right here. I'm just going to lightly water the nest. Okay, my sprayer isn't spraying. I just want to make sure the sand is just like compact, not like so loose. First, let me put in the test tubes of workers, because the workers got to be moved in. Okay, so now that we have the test tube in right here, and also some of the workers, we're good to go with moving in the colony. And now with the colony all moved in, the workers scouting out their new home, it's time to give them a well-deserved meal. All ant colonies need a good source of protein if they want their babies to grow up strong. And since I no longer have any pet fish, I didn't want to waste the food I bought for them. And so, we're giving them fish food. As soon as I scattered the tiny pellets, workers began picking them up and bringing them back. I guess the news excited the queen because even she went down to see what was up. Very cool to see them collect this. Feeding them during the winter will be a lot easier because my black light doesn't attract that many bugs in those months. And I'm super glad I was able to find fish food again because I have a lot more colonies that need to be fed. After seeing the colony when they first arrived, you can tell they were already off to a good start. They already had lots of workers and some pupae that will be hatching soon. I was looking at the description of these guys on the site, and they do well in temperatures between 85 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So it looks like I will have to go looking for my heating cable and a thermometer to make sure it doesn't get too hot in my room. Heating ant colonies can speed up the development stage of an egg to worker, so 4 to 5 weeks for these ants may be done sooner if they are given a constant food and heat source. In further reading of their description, they are capable of having multiple queens in a colony and getting up to the thousands in worker counts. Well, let's see how long it takes them under my care to reach that point. Only time will tell. After a week of looking, I finally found my heating cable. Oh my ants. Oh my goodness. I'll have to give this to these guys right here. Specifically these ones, since they're a desert species, they'll need the heat. I'm just gonna give this to all my colonies actually. I also found my grass seeds. The last time I used this was for my harvester ants. But yeah, as of today, the colony is still inside the test tube. Not much change really. Okay, I'm just gonna put like some grass seeds around the rock. After placing the new seeds, I watered the setup quite a bit. At this point, I'm fine with them moving into the sand. It looks like they really like digging, plus it will look more natural. Hopefully the ants don't eat this too. So yeah, as you can see, I put some seeds over here. I also put some over here. Okay, so as you can see, I watered the rest of the nest. I think I watered it too much, but I have to have the seeds get their nutritional water. And it looks like one of the workers took one of the seeds, and that is not what I want them to do. Now that I know the workers are gonna be collecting the seeds, I might have to put some more in here. And then it was time to put them near the heating cable. It gets pretty warm in my room at a solid 80 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'll need to watch the temperature closely. And maybe during the winter I'll keep them warm, but let me know if you guys heat your colonies during the winter. So I wrapped around the cable on all the colonies. Gonna go over all of these in the future because I haven't shown any of these colonies at all. Dang, so actually some pretty sad news, and I found out she didn't make it. This is a Fedoli queen, the first one I've found since 2017, so this is pretty sad. She ate her first batch of eggs, that's why there's honey and also some fish food in there. Yeah, she wasn't able to make it. And here's this cone ant queen. She still has her wings and she laid a batch of eggs, but she's been like this for 2 months. I think these are thief ant queens. I still don't know what these are. They've also just been at the egg stage for quite some time. As you can see, we're already at 83 degrees, so hopefully this will speed up the process and everything will go all good. The time has finally come. Clinging on the corner with green-bellied larvae at her side, the queen has moved out. I removed the old test tube, and by the next day, they made it to their new spot. And as I was writing the script of this scene, I caught a silverfish on my wall. Let's see what the colony is capable of. As I dropped in the already injured buggo, it was met with sheer aggressiveness. These ants were not messing around. The silverfish was instantly swarmed and was starting to get dragged closer to the nest. I could tell the workers would make quick work of this new meal, as this was the colony's first real protein meal under my care. So, they must have been starving for live food. In the mere 5 minutes of dropping in an unfortunate silverfish, these ants collected it up and brought it to feed to the larvae. Imagine just minding your business on the wall, and a few seconds later you're just caught and fed to a hungry colony of ants. I used the rest of this time to take a quick look at what the workers were doing. It looked like they were just roaming around. Some were just going to and from the old spot with eggs. Maybe they were originally thinking about using this corner as a nest. I looked down towards a worker climbing up the side of the wall. I rubbed an olive oil barrier last week, so I wasn't worried about it escaping. But what caught my eye instead was once it turned around and made its way down. Did you see that? It just jumped back down. I thought it slipped at first, but I watched another do the same exact thing. Well, that's pretty cool. I wonder if the majors can do that too. Overall, my first impressions of these ants have been great. Very active and hardworking ants that dig whenever they get the chance and can take on any kind of meal. After finding our previous queen, I was hoping to have a brand new start with big-headed ants. But just like what happened in the past, she was unable to make it past the founding stage. And with queen ant flights already ending in the US, I'm glad I was able to have another chance thanks to StatesideAnts. In the meantime, you can use code ENDER10 for 10% off if you purchase. But in more important news, this message is for KCarbre23. Thank you once again for supporting the channel. I hope you're liking all the behind the scenes stuff and all the free items you will be receiving in the future. If you want to be cool like Carbre, become a fellow patron. And if you like this video, check out the previous one here. See you soon, friends.